Chaos Series Season 3 trailer. I hope you all enjoyed, but there's more information on Season 3 that I forgot to talk about yesterday. There was a whole article I kind of just skimmed over. I just grabbed the images of, the Ceratosaurus, Ben at his girlfriend's door, and the one with Brooklyn with her new arm playing chess with Soyona. So, this title of the article reads, Jurassic Chaos Theory Season 3 sets April 3rd, 2025 Netflix return. So, less than a month. Very exciting. So, they'll obviously be touching down new episodes on Netflix globally, April 3rd, as I just said. And, yeah, apparently there was a word back before the Christmas break that the article writers got that Season 3 would return. And to be fair, some other people knew a bit of stuff. Me, I was hinting, maybe we would see Season 3 around now. I think maybe it was delayed a bit, by a month, but it's alright. But yeah, it was a welcome announcement, definitely, given that, Season 2 ended in a colossal cliffhanger. But obviously, if you're Jurassic fans, you should all know how Season 2 plays out. So, we're kind of going to skip over that in the article and just read the official synopsis for Season 3. So, the Nublar 5 crash land into adventure as they encounter old and new friends, face off against even more lethal dinosaur threats, and deal with the fallout of Brooklyn's stunning rejection of them. All the while, Brooklyn's inner turmoil continues to grow as she is drawn deeper into the broker's criminal web of dinosaur trafficking and espionage. So very cool. And returning this season are Paul McCallum-Williams as Darius Bowman, Darren Barnett as Kenji Kon, Sean Jambrone as Ben Pincus, Rainy Rodriguez as Sammy Gutierrez, Kausa Muhammad as Yasmina Yazfadullah, Kirsten Kelly as Brooklyn, and Daikon Lockman as Soyona Santos. So, Scott Creamer and Aaron Hammersley continue show-running duties for Season 3 with DreamWorks Animation behind the series. Steven Spielberg, Colin Trevorrow, and Frank Marshall serve as executive producers. The new photos and release date for Jurassic Chaos Series Season 3 come alongside a slew of other titles confirmed for April 2025. You don't want to hear about those. You're Jurassic fans. Let's get on with the Jurassic news. It's unclear how many seasons Jurassic Chaos Theory was given as an upfront order, but it's worth noting Camp Cretaceous was given 5, so it might follow a similar thing. But I think Season 3 is apparently meant to be the finale from what we heard from a novel. But we know we're getting another season thanks to the Mattel guy at the New York Toy Fair who said we're getting 2 seasons of Chaos Theory this year. One before Rebirth, obviously Season 3 for April 3rd, and then one after Rebirth. But what I'm thinking is, because Season 3 is meant to be the finale, how can that happen? I reckon, because Netflix does this, they're going to have Part 1 for Chaos Theory Season 3, and then Part 2 for Chaos Theory Season 3 after, to finish it off. I think that would be good. But yeah, let me know, what do you guys think? But the description does say, obviously, they encounter old and new friends. So who are the old friends? I reckon, maybe Dave and Roxy could come back. Maybe May Turner, considering she knows about the dinosaur stuff and cloning them. And then also it says they face off against even more lethal dinosaur threats. So obviously we know bison dinosaurs are likely, but what new ones could we see? Can we see any new dinos? Well, I'd like to talk about Troodon. Why would I like to talk about Troodon? I've got 4 dinosaurs on my list. Troodon I'm most excited for. Not confirming it's going to be in it, but here's what I'm thinking, right? So we know there were scrapped species for Chaos Theory at the start, and originally the Atrociraptors were meant to be Troodon. And what we also know is that Hammond Collection is now just making a Troodon. But if you look at the packaging for this new Hammond Collection, on it, they're using realistic renders. So Stygimoloch uses its Fallen Kingdom render. Spino and Stego, I assume, is going to use JP3 and Jurassic World renders. And we're also getting the Lost World Tigeraptor, which I assume will use the Lost World render. But Troodon, it has not appeared in any media, so could it be in the show and they used that because it was in deleted scenes and was originally meant to be the Atrociraptors for getting replaced? But speaking of, Deinonychuses were also meant to be in this, but were replaced by Atrociraptors once again. So they were dabbling, do we do Troodon? Do we do Deinonychus? And they're like, no. Colin Trevorrow came in and he's like, please, can you do more of the Atrociraptor storyline? I think he knows how Dominion went and people weren't happy with it. But still, Deinonychuses, they've been replaced so many times. They were originally meant to be in Dominion, got replaced by Atrociraptors. Were originally meant to be in Chaos Theory, placed by Atrociraptors. In fact, even originally meant to be in Jurassic Park, but the name wasn't cool enough, so we got Velociraptors instead, and that's why they're so big, basically. But yeah, Troodon, I think could be cool. Obviously, they'll dull it down for this series, but Jurassic Park, the game, it could paralyze people. It could lay eggs in them and burst open like xenomorphs, crazy stuff. But we also have a Neurognathus, right? I know, crazy. It was also in delayed concept, and they have said, whilst they are delayed concept, they would potentially like to revisit these creatures in future. And Chaos Theory Season 3, we're leading up to a finale of sorts, so, and we do know we're kind of going into the Locust timeline now. So, could they have been experimenting with Neurognathus before they did it with Locust? Maybe they're like, maybe we could get away with this more if we use Locust instead of Neurognathus. Because I know people would have much preferred Neurognathus over Locust. And then we also had Bajatosaurus. So, crazy thing, it got a metal toy and we're all like, that's a little sus. I don't think it's in the show. But at the time, we didn't know what was in the show. So we're like, maybe it is. And it was a red, kind of weird looking toy. But then we got deleted art concept of a green Bajatosaurus that was in the petrol station that the Atrociraptor was at. So obviously, they're like, yes, we're going to go through, we're going to get a new species in, the Bajatosaurus, a green one, and it looks so cool as well. And then I guess they just ran out of time and like, no, we have to pick the most popular species, because they picked, Suchomimus, very popular, Majungasaurus, very popular, Beaglespikes, Carnivore, obviously they would pick it, and Pachyrhinosaurus, well, a lot of people know it because of walking with dinosaurs and whatnot. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure to watch up here for more. Stay tuned, there's a lot of news to come, and I'll see you all later. Bye, everyone.